Welcome to Live, Let Thrive, a podcast about the Airbnb life, the share economy, and everything in between. Here are your hosts, Myka and Steve.
Hello. Welcome back to Live, Let Thrive.
What's up?
What's
We are now on episode... What episode?
19.
19.
Don't you like that groove though? You know where the origins of that song is? I don't think we've ever told the guests. It is a song by a really awesome band called The Clean Beats, which was my band back in the day. It's a little song called Take Away. And I will, you know what? I don't know if people are grooving on that. It's a cool little beat. I always stop it right before the lyrics kick in, where my singing kicks in. But anyways, let's say on this show, I'm gonna set it up right now for you listeners out there. I'm gonna play the whole song out on this episode. I'm just gonna play the whole thing out. So if you want to stick around for the whole song, awesome, cool, I love it. If not, then hey, man, you gotta be a hater. You gotta turn it off.
We actually had one guy comment on the song at a meetup.
Really?
Yeah. Got Austin Carr, the guy who told us about the popping. He's actually the guy who said, "Oh yeah, I like the outro." He said, "Yeah, that's my favorite part." I was like, "Oh, really? The outro? You don't like what we have to say?" Okay.
Nothing in the middle, just the intro and outro. So wait till he hears the singing. You know what I'm saying? Yeah. He's gonna be like, "Oh, this is my jam." You know what I'm saying? But anyways, and maybe he likes Mahogany's intro and Mahogany's outro as well.
Yeah. I've heard two people comment on that.
She's got a great voice for radio.
Yeah, she does.
She does. Unlike you, Myka. I'm just kidding.
So.
Yeah, episode 19. Who'd have thought we'd have made it this far? And I see it on the horizon, and I've told you so many times that right around episode 50 is when most podcasts cease to exist. Around episode 50, I don't know what it is, because I've like, oh, I love this show. I'm like getting into it. 50, boom, cliff, drop off. Where the hell did they go?
Because that's what's happening with one of our favorite podcasts, right? With
Shampoo and Booze.
Yeah, because we listened to the last episode today. I listened to it, and they're about Airbnb, and they have some really good information, man. But yeah, they were on the last episode 53. They were like, we don't know if we want to continue doing it because we don't know if people are listening. And I'm like, yeah, I think you guys should, but
we think, yeah, I'm gonna start blowing them up.
Yeah, I'm gonna hit them up too because they actually said some things on their last episode that I want to talk about.
I'd like to interview them.
Live, Let Thrive meets Shampoo and Booze.
Oh, it's like back in the day when Laverne and Shirley meets Happy Days. Remember?
Yeah. Yeah, the Jeffersons meet Archie Bunker. You remember that episode?
Exactly.
Yeah, man, that was a good episode, man.
But anyways, yeah, Shampoo and Booze, and I've noticed that with other podcasts that I've watched. One of the early ones I was watching, just getting into real estate and stuff, was Spouses Flipping Houses, and they were going strong. It was a husband and wife who went in there and they flipped houses, mm-hmm. And they knew a lot. They were very knowledgeable, and I love listening to their show, and I love how it's like seeing how a husband and wife does things, kind of like Shampoo and Booze. Yeah. But this is for flipping houses, and they get good guests and real estate, and all of a sudden they just stopped, and then like it went like a couple months without them doing anything. Then they came on after a couple months, and they said, yeah, we've been away because of this. We have these projects going on. I think they got really busy into real estate. Who knows? Yeah. But then they came on and they did like a little rinky dink like 5-minute show, and then they said, all right, well, we'll see you. We'll see you in the next show. And then I never heard from him again, and I was just like, it's just taking up space on my podcast thing, and I just flicked it off. I just swiped it off. I was like, man, just went away.
Yeah, when you're delivering good information, man, because I noticed Shampoo and Booze, the guy said, I forget their names. I know one's Ryan. Ryan's the girl, and the other guy, I forget his name. Sorry. Big fan, but I forgot your name. So,
but I'll edit in the name, make you look.
Yeah. So what happened was he pretty much said that he wasn't getting feedback from the guests, which we're getting it right now. But I think what's going to happen is if you keep up with your product, keep going hard for it, more and more people are listening. Because like me and Steve, we always look at the downloads, who's downloading this, and our downloads are going up. So that's that So I know what he means, because that's that motivation for me and you. We're like, oh man, we're almost at 1,000. We're at 800 something, and
Right.
we never thought we knew we'd be there, but it's exciting. It's your feedback. Like a job pays you every 2 weeks,
Right.
and you get feedback. Okay, well, people are listening to us,
Uh-huh.
So I definitely see what he means, but I think you guys keep it up, man. You guys are good, man. Keep it up.
I got something there. See what kind of deflated me on that last? Because I even hit you up right away. Shampoo and Booze is back.
Hit
And
me
I was
up,
all
yeah.
excited, and I couldn't wait to listen to it. And I listened to it, and they were talking about, they had some good info. Like, it's funny how they talk over each other. One person stops, the other one's already starting. It's just how they do it.
Yeah.
And excuse me. And damn beer. And so, and what he said, he was like you said, the feedback, whatever. Excuse me. Sorry. And so, and see, tradition sometimes. Okay. Full disclosure. I do full disclosure.
Mm-hmm.
We record a lot of times. We record two episodes back to back. First episode, I get my tea ready. I get a nice cup of tea. He sees me. I don't even, I never drink tea until for some reason I started it on episode 1. So now I have to have my tea to feel right to record an episode. That one finishes, cool, relaxed mode. We start up the next episode, So let's say we're recording episode 18, then we're recording episode 19. And I always get my customary Corona, and I sip on one Corona the whole show. The only problem with that, when you drink a beer, you kind of erupt a little bit. And so... just thought I'd let you know. Anyways, back to what I was saying, and the guy from Shampoo and Booze was saying that the feedback and this and that, but I mean, really, what else can we say? I mean, we have guests, and we, after they leave, we clean and change towels, and I mean, I don't know what else we could really say about this. And I was like, what? Y'all said a bunch. Y'all said so much stuff.
Yeah.
I mean, they kind of inspired the whole freestyle thing that we do. We just freestyle. We say whatever's on our minds, and we don't talk over each other as much as they do. We wait for each other and sit back in the cut. But they've said so many things, and you put a lot of their things into action.
Yeah.
But to just say, I don't know what else we could say. I mean, people come in, stay, and then we change, clean after them and change the towel. I don't know how many, unless we start getting guests. And I don't know if I want to get,
I think the thing is, I think you have less Airbnb stories when you automate it. You know what I mean? Because they said they have a cleaner now. They have someone to let people in. Once you get to that full automation, it ain't really much you can do because you're now just on the management side.
Right.
So I think that's kind of where they are.
But I are more into like the whole share economy kind of thing.
That's what I was going to say.
Airbnb like
we
60-70% of the time, 80% of the time.
Turo.
But we talk everything.
Yeah.
We're fascinated by this world, this new world, and they're more telling their story. That's how they're doing it. Hey, we're renovating a house, and we'll give you updates and this and that, and then it eerily reminds me of that spouses flipping houses. I don't know if it's a husband and wife thing, but it reminded me of that. How they were gone for a long time. They came back just like Shampoo and Booze. They did an episode. Of course, this one was longer. But then they're kind of like, we're busy and, blah, blah, blah. And I was like, it just reminds me of that so much.
It's almost like, because Airbnb is so new, it's almost like you're writing a biography when you're 10. How much have you truly been through? You know what I mean?
Right.
Because you're still going. Instead of, you're 60, you write a biography. Oh, it's going to be pretty interesting because you've been through some stuff. Just like the lady we want to get on, she's been doing Airbnbs for 16 years. You were like, oh, she's got some stories, and things that could help out people. So I think they still got good product, and they should keep going, man, because we enjoy listening to you guys.
We do.
Just letting you know.
But here's a reason. I think it's a bigger reason. They have another podcast that's uber successful, super successful, uber successful, and it's called Scavenger Life. I haven't checked it out, but it's about them selling stuff, buying stuff and selling it on eBay. That's what they do. That's how they make their living. That's how, and it's pretty fascinating too.
Because it's actually, I became a scavenger off using Airbnb.
Oh, nice.
And I wonder if that's how they became scavengers. I actually want to ask them that because I've never listened to Scavenger Life, but I do want to know is that how they became scavengers? Because I became one. I was like, dang, we can get all this stuff for cheap. Like, we start buying, scavenging TVs and everything else. Like, and I realized the TV I bought, I just seen somebody selling it for $500.
Yeah.
I could have made some money off that TV easily.
Oh, sweet.
Yeah, so I'm considering doing some things, man.
That's cool. And I saw on iTunes that their scavenger life, they have like 200 episodes, and they have like all these 5 stars, and they all these reviews, right?
Mm-hmm.
And whereas their shampoo and booze, of course, compared to that one, it's not as successful.
Yeah.
They have like 50 whatever 3 episodes, and not very many comments. It's like a handful of comments. So maybe to them, well, shoot, we're wasting our time with this one. Yeah.
I'm going to get on there and comment on their blog.
Okay.
Yeah, and I'm going to ask them a few questions, tell them who we are. And hopefully we can get, if we can do like a 5-person, just a 5-person talk. Me, you, Mahogany, your wife, that's 5. Yeah. 4 plus them 6, and just sit down and just talk about Airbnb and the share economy. I think that'd be a really good episode. And we could like put it on their podcast and our podcast.
We might win a potty award for that, right?
Yeah, what is that called? A patio?
Is it a patio? Or
I don't know. Like, I don't know. But 2 podcasts coming together.
Award. Yeah.
That'd be really cool.
Perfect harmony.
Yeah.
And so, and a reason like they want feedback, and that's cool. And we don't always get that. People love listening to shows, and they're not going to always take the time to comment, and that's cool. People are busy, and it's just encouraging to me that people are listening to our show, and they like it apparently, and because they keep coming back, and we keep getting around the same amount of people listening to each one. So that I guess that, I don't know, whatever you get from that, I guess we have a core audience, you know.
Yeah, you have your audience now, and
so it's starting to grow a little bit. And what like for example, what I love about us interviewing people is we love them getting their message out there, right? But I love to learn from people like that. I love to bring them on and like selfishly maybe a little bit to pick their brain, to learn stuff that I'm very interested in. Mm-hmm. For example, I told you my idea. I wanted to put a camper out back of my house, the Arlington house, because I'm real close to the stadiums, right? And so, and you said you don't have too much experience with that. You don't know too much about it, for me to like look up listings on Airbnb, blah blah blah, see how they're doing, see how much they charge, whatever. That's a good idea. It's a good way to go. And I was thinking, why don't I was thinking today, because what I'm doing now is I'm seeking out like really successful Airbnb guests, and we interviewed the Treehouse guy, right, Peter, and I won't try his last name, but
let's not butcher it.
It's not butcher,
not on air.
At least we got the first name right, Peter. And shout out to
guy.
Peter. And he asked, when's my episode going to be up, the other day? So I was like, keep your pants on. So we interviewed him. And I've got in the pipeline. I've been talking to her, Linda, and she's the one. And I've seen it when you jump onto Airbnb. You just hit general search. Her listing usually pops up, and it's a very wished for. It's a very, very booked place over in Joshua Tree, California. Wow. It's called the Off the Grid It House, and I sent you a picture of that.
Yep, I'd seen it before.
And it's this beautiful like glass house in the middle of the desert. Beautiful Joshua Tree, California. I've been there before. It's nice, and it's solar panels, and there's it's off the grid. It's off the grid. I mean, there's it's the coolest architecture. First of all, and they charge around $375 to $4 something a night, depending, of course, time of year, all that stuff. When I was looking at and it's always booked up. I mean, there's some few weekdays you can get every now and then, but it's every weekend's booked up. Plus, most of the year is booked up. There's a few spots, but they charge a lot of money. They make good money, and she runs it too. So she helped her and her partner. I think they designed it, they built it, and they've built several of these, and so I thought it was the coolest thing, and I want to get her on the podcast, and she's interested in doing it. And so wow, we get to interview these like really popular listings, and that's cool. And so what I was saying about the selfish thing that where I want to learn from people, I said, why don't I just go look for a badass camper out there, and try to get in touch with that host and invite them on and say, how does this work? Anybody could throw a camper in their backyard, right?
That'd be a really good interview.
Yeah, and just see how they do it. And the coolest part, they're not in your house; they're outside of their house. They got their own little bathroom, shower, and all that. It's all self-sustained. And I'll put some landscaping around it, a little fire pit. And it'd be pretty badass. And to me, it looks cool. This whole tiny house movement. I think that's pretty sweet.
Yo, I actually seen a lady who has a tiny park.
Huh.
Yeah, she just built it. Dang it, I'm gonna get her information. She mentioned one of my keywords, which is Airbnb on Bigger Pockets, and she has a tiny tiny home park.
Okay.
And she has multiple tiny homes, and it's pretty legit. That's another person I want to interview. But yeah, we got a lot of interviews coming up. I have a guy who's a business guy who's been traveling, because we talked a little bit last week about like discrimination on Airbnb, and this guy actually has a lot to say about it. And he's like an avid Airbnb user.
Yeah.
And he actually owns his own company, and he'd be like a really good partner for Airbnb, because he like teaches people, hey, if you go here, he could like be the ultimate guidebook, because his website. But yeah, we definitely got some few people that we're eyeing for interviews.
And we got in the pipeline, in the works,
in the pipeline.
And so that's cool about this show. We'll interview someone, and a couple shows we'll do just you and I.
Yeah.
Maybe your wife will jump in, and then we'll interview someone else. It's not like I guess we're not regimented. We're all about hybrid. We're all about hybrid stuff. I've noticed in our podcast, I was like, oh, why don't we do this? But what if you add a car to it? You got the Turo and the Airbnb going on.
Yeah.
I always find a way, and I think hybrid is cool. I mean, just like why would you build a car that's totally electric? You can make it a hybrid in case you run out of electricity. You can have the gas, right?
Yeah.
And there's nothing wrong with that. It's just covering the bases.
Speaking of guests, our second Arlington Airbnb meetup is coming, which is going to be tomorrow, 7 o'clock.
This is in the future, so it already happened.
Yeah, it'll already be happened. That's going to be pretty cool. We've hopefully meet some people that are already doing Airbnb, or people that's looking to start. But if people that are already doing it, we'd definitely like to have them on.
So what's our meetup group called?
Arlington Airbnb Meetup.
Arlington Airbnb Meetup. Yeah. And Nee, our buddy Nee from Seattle, he says he wishes he can go to that.
Oh, yeah. That'd be cool to have him here.
But he's way over there. So, sorry, Nee. Maybe we could video conference him in. Who knows?
Yeah. Yeah, video conference him in over pizza and beer.
That wouldn't be a bad idea.
Yeah.
That wouldn't be a bad idea. At one of our houses, just, hey, we can do a little meetup. Yeah, go ahead.
Our last meetup, we had a guy fly in from Florida.
Are you serious?
Yeah.
What meetup was it?
The meetup for the whole Arlington real estate, but he came to meet me. He's like, yeah, I came to meet you for the Airbnb, and I got to get back to him. Dang it, I keep forgetting to get back to him because he sent me all these numbers. I got to go over them.
So he came. How did he know about you?
Podcast.
So he listens to our show.
Yeah.
And he
No. This is the cool part about it, though. This guy works for MLB players. So what he does is he crunches the number. I forgot which player he works for. He works for some player that plays for the Miami MLB team.
Marlins.
The Marlins.
Yeah.
His guy works for the Marlins, and he does all the number crunching for all his real estate. And he wanted to know about Airbnb. So, yeah, it's pretty dope, man. I was like, dang, man. So he's like, yeah, it's a pretty cool job, but he goes, you got to do a lot of stuff, babysit people's kids, and he's pretty much like an errand boy for professional athletes. So,
sweet.
Yeah, that was pretty dope. So,
you know what? I just got a text message from. What's this from? Oh, I think it's from the guest. I'm sorry, from the IT house or IT house.
Oh, yay!
And it says, as long as it's not on Saturday, it's not Saturday through Thursday. I'll be on my honeymoon those days. So I think she's cool with doing an interview with us this Saturday through Thursday.
Oh, I'm like wondering,
not
geez,
every Saturday through Thursday.
That's what I was gonna say.
But this Saturday through Thursday, she'll be on her honeymoon. So after that, we'll interview her Friday and ask how the honeymoon night went.
What?
You're like, what? We want details, right? Don't leave anything out. We'll tell it on the podcast.
Yes. Yeah, I don't know if we're that cool with her.
We ain't that cool, right?
Yeah.
So, anyways, we got derailed by that. What were you saying before that?
I completely forgot. That threw me off, man. Oh, yeah, we were talking about the camper in the backyard.
The camper in the backyard.
You wrote something that I had thought about. You wrote getting with local businesses for coupons for your guests, right? So when I heard about Airbnb doing the restaurant thing, I was like, wow, I wonder if we could go to those restaurants and be like, hey, if you could give my guests $5 off for coming here and I just suggest them to you, I think that would be a pretty cool idea too.
Yeah, and I got that idea from staying at in South Padre.
Mm-hmm.
My buddy. Oh no! Wait a minute. Where was I staying? No, it was South Padre because at the condo they had like a book of places that you could go eat at and stuff like that, and they offered discounts in there. So I guess they knew because Padre's a different animal because they know tourists come there and stay, and so when they stay at their spots, they I guess the local businesses say, hey, tell them to come to our place. They're going to be in town anyways. Tell them to come eat here, and we'll give them, like I said, $5 off or 10%, 20% discount or whatever.
That makes me think maybe it'd be a good idea to join an Arlington Chamber of Commerce just to meet business owners, just to get with them, and just especially like ones who own restaurants, stuff like that.
That might be a good deal. I think one of us are going to be running for the board of Arlington pretty soon. I have a hunch. Just to do it.
Yeah,
if they piss us off, say peace out. But I think it would be. I know a dude that he's big time in Arlington. His name's Mark Jokel, and he runs. He's very active in the Arlington politics and stuff like that. He knows a lot of the higher ups. He might be a good interview because we want to see how the Arlington, what direction Arlington is going. If they're gonna try to get some public transit. He mentioned that on his website.
And you know what? I actually have that in my Airbnb listing. Like, we don't have public transit, but there is an Uber always 5 minutes away. That is one thing about Arlington. Like, Arlington is
the biggest city in the U.S.
I know
that does not have public transit.
Like that's ridiculous. I mean, you have Texas Ranger Stadium, Cowboy Stadium, a freaking Walmart up there that pretty much making bank off just people going to that stadium and will tow your car if you park over there.
Oh, yeah.
It's just too much stuff in Arlington. The water parks, yeah, they need public transit. The college, no, that's the only public transit is if you're in the college, you go to the college.
Oh, wow.
Yeah. And then you saw those big complexes they're building out there.
Oh, yeah. That's close to where I'm at.
Yeah, so I'm like, yeah, Arlington, yeah, you need public transportation. The city's too big.
You know who don't want it? Jerry Jones don't want it. He don't want public transit.
Why?
Because people won't be parking in his $100 parking spaces anymore. They can get public transit to drop them right off at the stadium, take them home afterwards.
And you know what? Season ticket holders still want to park and go through all the traffic. I don't know why.
I guess the tailgating maybe.
But even at that, why don't just Uber up there? Because like the guy who stayed at my place, who was going to the game.
How would you tailgate if you don't have a car to tailgate or a truck?
Saying, but like you need a truck, but he had a car. That's what I'm saying. Like,
yeah.
People still drive like their cars up there. I'm like, why?
Well, they can bring seats and chairs and, and supplies. I guess you can't just throw everything in an Uber and then.
But this guy didn't tailgate. He just went for the game.
He just went for the game.
Because I'm like, why would you sit in that much traffic? Because I'm serious. If you've ever been to a Cowboy game, to leave the Cowboy game, you're sitting behind cars for at least an hour.
Oh, damn. Yeah.
I Uber that. Like, even when the first time I went to a game, which is a college game, I lived right by the stadium, so I walked. But, yeah, I'd Uber it.
Yeah, that made me think one time. We have a TRE here, which my Hearst house is right down the street from TRE, the Trinity Rail Express. It's a light rail train system that connects Dallas and Fort Worth, and I'm right by it, dude. I think that would make my Airbnb a great, my Hearst Airbnb a great Airbnb.
Yeah,
it's because they can, when they're here, they can just hop on that train and boom, in a few minutes they're in Dallas. Boom, a few minutes they're in Fort Worth.
What's it called?
The TRE, the Trinity Rail Express. And you never heard of it?
No.
Okay, it stops. There's a stop here at Bell Helicopter right up the way. Then there's a stop over there off of off Trinity and 360. There's a train station there. Then there's the medical district. I think that's in Irving. And then it stops right in front of the AAC, the American Airlines Center, where the Dallas Mavericks and Dallas Stars play.
Oh.
Stops right in front. And so during Mavericks and Stars games, it's up and running all the way until people get out of the games and it takes them home. It stays open late, you know. Concerts too, special events, it stays open late. It's free. It's a sweet deal.
That'd be really good because the people who book for the OU game, their main question, because they're staying in Arlington, they're like, "How far are you from the Cotton Bowl Stadium?" I'm like, "Oh," so I kind of gave them a shortcut on how to get there. I'm like, "Hey, if you go down 20, then cut up through downtown, you'll get there faster." So yeah, including things like that in your list is very important. Like,
and the TRE, if they hopped, and let's say if they stayed over in this area, they can hop on the TRE. It would take them to downtown Dallas, and then they can hop on a bus from there and connect to the Cotton Bowl. Yeah. So it would link them up that way if they didn't want to drive a car and stuff like that.
See, and I'm adding that to my listing, like ways to commute. That's always a good way, like ways to commute.
Oh, it's great, dude. I love it. And I remember one time, it shows how convenient public transit is. I used to live over there by off Trinity and 360, and my buddy, I lived in Euless, so not too far. So I drove the Mavericks game. My buddy wanted to meet my buddy Eli in the investment club group. Yeah. So that you're gonna be a part of soon, maybe. We're actually up like $350 now.
From $5 to $350.
Yeah, from $5 to $350. It's been going up.
Dang, got to see what y'all invested in.
So, anyways, so I said, yeah, I'll meet you at the game because he worked in Dallas at the time. So he went straight to the game after work, and then I went to the TRE. You know, paid, it was like $5 or whatever. Hopped on the TRE, and I parked there at the parking lot. Hopped on the train, and it's right there in front of the stadium within minutes, dude. And I walked in, watched the game, and afterwards he was like, "Hey man, you know, I could drop you back off at your," because he lived over this in Arlington. He said, just ride with me. I'll drop you back off over here at the TRE station, and then you can go home from there. I was like, oh, all right, you know, I just like thought about it. Okay, cool. And so I got in the car with him, and man, we were stuck in that freaking parking lot, dude, for like an hour. I was like, dude, I could have hopped back on that train and been back in my car in 10 minutes. And it's like, I'm stuck sitting here. Dude, why did I get in the damn car with you?
Yeah, exactly, man. Like, because, you know, I'm from Portland and Vancouver, Washington, Portland, Oregon, Vancouver, Washington. Public transportation's huge. So, like, if you want to get your Trailblazers game, you don't have to sit in traffic if you don't want to. Buses don't stop to run until 2 in the morning. So, boom, you hop on the Max, go downtown, then hop on your bus, get back home. Yeah. So, yeah, and down here, ever since I moved like to Texas, I'm like, geez, public transportation sucks, especially in Arlington. Dallas is a little bit better, but Arlington sucks.
Old man Vandergrift did not want public transit here. The guy that started all the car dealerships.
Really?
Yeah, he wanted people to buy cars and drive cars. He didn't want people to be driving trains and stuff. So he kept it out of the city. He had a lot of pool. He what do they call it? He drank a lot of water here. He pulled a lot of water. I don't know what they say.
Yeah. Dang, I didn't know it was him though. But
that's what I heard. And it's just been since then it's been just passed down that attitude towards public transportation. You know.
And I could see why. I mean, and you could tell there's no public transportation because if you go down Cooper in the morning, it is freaking packed.
Yeah.
It's packed. It keeps, and then every time you're on the freeway in Texas, what's the first thing you see? We've had X amount of accidents this year. Please slow down.
How many deaths? Yeah, exactly. All those deaths.
Exactly. I'm like, get public transportation.
Yeah, you don't have to worry about that. Anyways, but yeah, like I said, Jerry Jones wouldn't be a big fan of it, I don't think.
Yeah.
People coming from all over public transit, they wouldn't be parking in the $100 parking spaces. That's just me.
Yeah, I agree, and I think that's the truth, man.
Yeah. So what else has been going on, Myka?
Man, a lot. Really just the bouncing around kids. Got a booking for my upstairs. Waiting for that to come. So when that gets here, it's a nice little payout.
Sweet.
Other than that, I've been using the Beyond pricing. It's kind of bashed it a couple weeks ago, but then last week I did have it worked in my favor. I've been working with that to I'm trying to understand the health score on there. Like I went on, I Googled it, because like my upstairs on Airbnb, it has a health score of 2, and it's red. But now on VRBO, it's the exact same listing. It's at 88. So I'm like, what in the world? So I'm not truly getting it. So I've done what they told me. They said what you got to do is you got to play with your base price and play with that a little bit, and it should go up. You have to wait 2 weeks for it to go up or down. So
Right.
waiting on that. So hopefully I can get that up to an 80 like it is on VRBO.
Nice.
Yeah. What's up, man? You have a lot of topics on here, man.
Yeah, I told you the other day I was at getting my badge renewed at work, and I'm just sitting there bored for 2 hours waiting for them to see me. And one thing I wrote is, remember I told you I opened a Chase bank account for my renters to just deposit the money straight into my checking account. Or it's a Chase. They call it something savings account, which it acts like I get 6 uses to pull out to use ATM a month, which I just plan to leave it in there, but I could transfer it online, whatever, free. Transfer it from that bank to my other bank. And so, and plus it sits in a savings account, and it only costs $300 to open one of these. So I was like, that's a pretty good deal. Anyways, I think I had like $1,500 cash on me that day because I thought I was going to be $1,500 to start it. Anyways, I put that in there, and they've paid the last couple months. They've been paying like clockwork, which is good. And so I had over let's say $3,300 in there. And so I made interest because it's a savings account. Yeah. And I made my first interest on it, man. Pretty good news,
man,
huh?
There you go.
1 cent. Talk about a return on investment, huh?
That is why you invest.
2 months.
Can't trust
a lot of people just stuff away their money in savings accounts, right?
Why?
1 freaking cent, dude.
That is why you can't save the wealth.
I walk over pennies when I go, I'm going somewhere. I ain't picking up a penny. 1 penny.
Wow.
Oh, that's insane. Well, yeah. Put your money in something that'll make it grow, folks.
Yeah.
If you're going to learn anything from this show, yeah.
You can't save your way to wealth.
Savers are losers.
One thing you wrote on here that me and my wife are getting, you said cameras in your Airbnb.
That's what I was thinking. In the common area, I put that on there.
We're not going to do them in the common area. We're going to do them at all the entrances, exits, and all the entrances and exits. Common area, I do see your point.
You would have known who spilt that beverage.
Yeah. And that's the only thing about it. Yeah.
Go ahead.
But let's say I'm written out the whole spot and somebody decides to do the freaky deaky on the upstairs couch.
Well, you got your entertainment.
I did used to be in the porn selling business. I don't know if I want to enter again, but that's the only thing about doing the whole the common areas. I was gonna do the entrance over the garage, over the front door, back door. And I'll see where we go for that. Because we already got a guy to do it. Because we had a guy come out 2 weeks ago and do the... he did the cabling for for all the internet ports. So he said he does cameras too. His name's Norris Johnson, by the way. If you need any type of wiring, TV mounting done in your house, hit him up. But so he said he'll do my cameras. I don't know. He charges pretty cheap too. He has really good deals. So
sweet. Now here's why I put it Airbnb in the common areas. Because I was thinking, you're running a hostel type place. If you're renting out the individual bedrooms, right, and they got like a common area to congregate upstairs, and or if I was gonna rent my house out the same way, rent each room out, and then have like a common area. People can use the kitchen or the big living room, whatever, as a common area. And I was thinking, well, that's fine and good until you get like a girl in the mix. And then maybe a dude is staying there, or 2 dudes. I mean, I was thinking of safety for the female guest,
You know what? One time, the time that we sat down, I think it was me, you, and Robert. I think we were at a Starbucks. And I think he asked about that.
Robert Ickard. Hey, what's up, Rob?
Yeah, what's up, Rob? He asked about that. He goes, what do you do about guest safety? He goes well, it's for guys over there and it's a girl over here, and something happens like abuse or assault. And I was like, yo, that's a good thing I never thought about. And I guess that kind of comes back to that. So I don't know. I think they would be good in common areas.
And maybe not so much because you live there at your house still. So maybe that's a deterrent because someone lives there. They might not do something crazy. hopefully.
Yeah.
But if I'm renting out my house remote, or not remotely, but just I'm not going to be living at my house, I won't know what's going to be going on, and some girl could get assaulted,
Yeah.
or someone in the house gets assaulted and lies about it. You know what I'm saying? That they weren't actually assaulted, and now it's he said, she said. Whereas if I have cameras at certain spots in the house, then that might be a good, good deterrent for stuff like that to happen.
Definitely. I definitely agree with you on that.
But and the same end, I don't know if it would feel weird. I'm in the Zen room right now. This is gonna be the Zen room, the chill room, and there's gonna be a freaking camera in the corner staring at me. I don't know how Zen I would feel, and so it's just I'm torn.
Yeah, for right now, I'm just gonna do the entrances just to see how that works out for me. Then you can kind of see who's coming in and out your house, who's not locking doors, who is locking doors. Because we did have a guest get locked out the other day due to another guest locking the bottom lock. So I had to go buy a new door lock, a new doorknob put on. And the girl who locked her out her mom locked the daughter out on accident. So, yeah.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, so, I mean, yeah. I see what you mean by the common areas, but then, I do see, like, a lot of people like the privacy of their home, especially if you live in there.
Right.
Yeah.
So that was another topic offering. What was I gonna say? Another cool part I was thinking about. I'm optimizing the crap out of your place, allowing people to advertise.
I would. Yeah, let them advertise. Like, I'm actually gonna start advertising with my barbershop. Like the Artist Vacations and the Live Let Thrive podcast. I've actually been telling him about it. What he does is you pay him $25 a month, and you get to advertise your business. But you have to prove to him that you have an LLC and it's a legit business. Once you show him you have an LLC, he'll let you advertise for $25 a month.
Huh?
And
at the barbershop.
And what he does is it's actually a rotating screen that keeps going to different businesses in the Arlington area. And what I'm going to do is put my Airbnbs and the Live Let Thrive up there and the Arlington meetup.
Oh, cool.
Yeah.
That'll work, man.
Yeah, and so I was thinking, like, and I actually took that idea. I'm like, I could do that in my Airbnb.
Yeah.
Yep.
That'll work. Because on this other podcast, I heard this thing about us, like a cell phone tower. Like this guy had bought this spot, like a commercial building, and on top they had like a cell phone tower that, for that T-Mobile was using to send out their signal to the whole area. And I was like, well, shoot, if you have a house and you're Airbnb-ing it out, I mean, you could let someone put a cell phone tower on top of it, right? Or a radio tower. If you have property in the back, they can put a radio tower. All these things. These enhancements, like you might not want them at your personal house, but if it's just an Airbnb, if it's an Airbnb spot, I mean, these guests aren't going to even notice it. You know what I'm saying? Yeah. And you can optimize, maximize the crap out of your place.
Yeah, you could.
And what's a cap rate, dude? Go ahead and explain a cap rate to me. Man,
I hate explaining that. Me and that's a question for James Fan. We were actually at a meetup and someone started talking about a cap rate, but I think it's like, if you spend $100,000, you want a 10% cap rate, usually more, right?
Yeah.
So if you spend $100,000 on a house, you want it to generate $10,000 a year, isn't it?
Okay. So is that the 1% rule too? The 1% rule?
The 1% rule?
Oh, no, that's not
the 1% rule. Is
$1,000 a month rent for a $100,000 house. That's the 1% rule.
Yeah.
2% rule, $2,000 a month rent for a $100,000 house.
Yeah.
But a cap rate, I was like, so. I hear them saying that all the time.
A cap rate,
and I've never Googled it, but I just thought you might know what it is.
It's the fastest way to. How fast you get paid for your investment, I believe, because it's like, okay, you spend $100,000 on a house. You want that house. If it's a 10% cap rate, I think you're making $10,000 or more a year.
Right.
Correct.
I guess I'm asking.
yeah, my bad. But we'll get James Fan on to answer it because we were at a meetup last week, a couple weeks ago. We were at a meetup and a new guy was there. He's like, "What's the cap rate?" And like we had all been drinking, we'd all had beers, and then I'm like, "Man, that's James. He's the finance guy." He asked James. James looks at him. James is like, "Damn, I'm kind of buzzed, but I can give it to you." And he broke it down to him.
But first, did he say, "Hi guys"? Shout out to James.
So yeah, James is our finance guru.
He's a guru. We need him back on the show. He was a great
Yeah.
Mr. Nee. Mr. Nee. Hey, Mr. Nee.
Yeah.
We are the Knights that say Nee.
Mr. Nee.
But he, our buddy Nee over there in Seattle, he should, he said, oh, I just heard, he wrote me the other day. He's like, I just heard the James episode.
Yeah.
Oh, he's hilarious.
Yeah,
He's like,
yeah.
and he's Vietnamese like me, so I can relate to him.
Yeah. Dude.
Going international on this mug.
Yes, sir.
So yeah, James is a cool dude, man.
Yeah.
And so next time he comes, you know,
We'll talk cap rates.
be us three, just us three.
Yeah.
You know what I'm kidding. Oh, did you? All right. If you go back and listen to the James episode, the second one, because he sat in on like 2 consecutive. So listen to that second one. At the very end, I know you caught it too.
Yeah.
At the very end, when we're fading out to music and Mahogany's voice sending us out, you listen right at the end and you hear James's friend who happened to be hitting the bourbon a little bit that night, and he just hear him say, "Let's get lit." and I edited most everything that no offense to James's friend, was his name Kevin or I don't know.
I forgot.
No offense to him. He's a cool dude. He drank a little much, and I edited most of his words, most of his 99.9% of his words. But I heard that at the very end. I was like, oh, that's a perfect ending, because we're all like, all right, you know, LLT out, blah, blah, blah. And he's like, let's get lit. So, after all that bourbon, all that straight bourbon that he drank of my special bourbon, he wanted to go hit a bar up. So it's like, man, to be 20 again. Huh? Oh,
Yeah,
20,
man. For real.
you don't.
man.
You're married with the kiddos. You don't party. I don't think you party that hard. I don't know. Maybe.
No, I party at the house now, man.
Yeah.
I'm
You
a
don't
house
want to go
party.
out and go to bar hopping.
Nah, man.
No.
Nah,
Well,
I did.
and kids nowadays, thanks to the share economy, they got Uber, and that's
Yeah,
we didn't
that's
have
true.
that crap. We didn't
Yeah,
have that
man.
crap.
It's a few nights I made it home and I was pretty shocked. I'm just kidding. I'm not advertising drinking and driving.
No, and it happens. It happens, and
yeah,
that's how.
it
And
does.
it was very common back in my day.
Yeah.
And it's still common now. And there's some young dudes at my work in their early 20s, and they're like, "Yeah, man, we're gonna go out to this place tonight." And it's like, I was like, "Man, y'all are so fortunate to have Uber to get around." And they're like,
Seriously.
"Oh man, I don't know. I still like to drive my car." I was like, "Dude, you're a freaking idiot, man."
Yeah.
If you know you're gonna go get hammered, get a freaking Uber. You
Yeah.
know, and it might seem like a lot of money to a 20-something-year-old to spend, $20 on a ride, whatever, because it's peak hours, whatever. But
Now that you say that, man, that's like really crazy how fast Uber's grown. Because, okay, back when my wife was senior year of college, she was living in Austin, I was living in Arlington. So for us to see each other, either she would take the Myka bus up here, or I'd drive my car down to Austin.
yeah,
It's like every time we went out, we didn't have an Uber. Like we'd go out like 10, 15 of us, her friends from college, and we'd always have to designate a driver.
yeah.
But I think Uber was out, but it wasn't just that big yet. I think this was about 4 years ago. So it's crazy how fast Uber's grown to a point where now you just call the Uber and go kick it.
Yeah.
So because like we go to 6th Street, get hammered, come back, hey, who's sober enough to drive? Going on. So
And now here's the crazy part. And you mentioned Austin, and they still don't allow Uber in Austin.
they do. I think they let it back.
Did it barely start? Because I mean, as long as I know, they still haven't they haven't let it back into Austin.
It's crazy because a dude actually, when we were first getting our condo set up, I talked to the guy who was fixing the door at my house at the condo, and he actually went. Dang it! I wish we could interview that guy. I wish I had his information. He went to the whole breakdown of why Uber and Austin weren't clicking. Man, he went all the way down to it.
And what was the main reason why they weren't clicking?
He said that Austin's kind of like my hometown of Portland. It's real hippie-ish and kind of really liberal. I guess we would say.
Left wing.
Yeah, left leaning. So, Uber's big thing was they weren't going to run background checks on their drivers, which I don't think they do. So Austin was like, okay, you run background checks, and then we will allow you to be here. And I guess Uber was like, okay, we'll run them. You pay for it. So Austin, of course, like, I'm not paying for no background checks. That's on you. And I guess that was the dispute. That's what I heard from this guy and what he was telling me. Because I guess he
Right.
lived there for so many years. So
Yeah. And here's I see the posturing back and forth, and here's what pisses me off about that. Okay, you're saying you want background checks. Okay, that's fine, whatever. Mm-hmm. Or the other option is you're not going to work here. Blah blah blah. Uh-huh. In the meantime, man, I mean, you know how many? I can't even fathom how many lives Uber might have potentially have saved by picking up drunk drivers and driving them around.
Yeah.
How many accidents is prevented? You know, and it's just I think it's a great service. How much safer it is than like a random taxi cab, I would think. And for being like political posturing to be going on to prevent something like that could save lives, literally save lives in your city, and you're not letting it in there, and that pisses me off. I'm sorry. I don't know what the whole background check story is, but yeah, that's just I mean, all these taxi cab drivers, are they all background checked, or what? How does that work?
That's a good question. I'm pretty sure they are though, because they work for a company. You see what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Like seeing that, and that's why I didn't see what the point of taxi drivers being pissed off at Uber. I'm like, that's your chance to be free from the company. You make your own hours now.
Right, but yeah, I see what you're saying.
But the insurance, if they have,
but they have to buy a car, a nice car, not just.
They'll lease a car to you. Uber leases cars.
Okay, so there's no excuse.
Yeah.
But there is. I do have a friend that runs a taxi. What does that say? Uber and Lyft. Oh, cool. Yeah. And so I do have a friend that his side hustle is a taxi cab. I'm sorry. What's it called? Limousine service.
What?
Limousines.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, limousines. And he's saying that Uber really, really put a dent in his. And even though it's limousines, he would rent them out and stuff. But yeah, even like just like Lincoln Town Car kind of limousines from the airport and stuff. Uber's has been, just destroying everybody.
Uber XLs.
Yeah. And he says that and he said, how can we compete when you go pick up somebody, take them across town, and you get $5 from that transaction? He goes, how do we live off that? That's his gripe is. And I don't know how the drivers live off that. I guess they make the bulk. They can make a buttload of money in their peak hours, right? But if they're gonna come pick me up, come here, like take me to the mall or something, it's about $4 or $5. It's so cheap. It's
You're saying the Uber drivers?
Uber drivers. It's super cheap. I guess maybe they were just trying to take over the market share.
Oh, in this area it ain't cheap.
Well,
I'm gonna say this: it's cheap, but I used to be an Uber driver, so I've driven Uber before. I used to.
Okay.
Yeah.
Cool. I know from here to the mall is like $5. It's like $4 or $5.
Yeah, but
it's close though.
Most of the stuff, the reason why Uber is so good in this area is because when people want to go out, they want to go to downtown Dallas. So what's going to happen is, how many people live in downtown Dallas?
Yeah,
Not
you're
many.
right. You're right.
Yeah, you're going to be. So I took a dude from Arlington, from a bar in Arlington, all the way up to Carrollton, to where his friends were at. That paid me $60. So I did it for like 3 hours. I was being paid. It averaged out to like $13 an hour. Yeah, but
that's good.
Yeah, it's not bad. So the hot
for a side
spot,
hustle, yeah.
Yeah, for a side hustle, it's not bad. For a good, like if you truly, truly want to make a lot of good money, like on Uber, go out every night and go sit up and either start off in Arlington, let someone end up taking you up there to Frisco, up there in that area, and just sit up there, man. You'll make money all night.
Oh, in Frisco.
Oh yeah, you'll make money all night, man. People are drunk, don't want to go home. You'll make money all night.
Nice.
Yeah, I made money all night doing that.
Hand over fist.
Yep.
That's cool. So why'd you get out of Uber?
No, I was just doing it to test the waters. Just test the waters of it. And I was like, oh, that's a pretty good payout. Like, if I don't know how old you have to be to drive an Uber, but like a young guy who's just going to college, I'd do it. You make your own hours.
Sweet.
Yeah.
I want to ask you about finessing Airbnb, yo. Finessing the Airbnb, yo. And
how do you want to pull that one off?
And you mentioned it earlier about the guy with the Cowboys tickets, or the last episode you talked about the guy with the Cowboys tickets.
Yeah.
And you said like you might come to an agreement where he might stay at your place for but pay you at least $10 and leave a badass review.
Yeah.
You know, and that's what I was getting at on this topic that I wrote.
Okay.
I was like using friends and family reviews to beef up your Airbnb host status.
Yeah.
And I thought, I mean, even if I said, hey, I can get my friend or family to stay here $10 a night, I'd give them the money back. And they just write me some badass review. I thought that would be a great idea to start building reviews.
Yeah. That's what I was telling you, because I was telling you, if he stays, like if we agree to the terms of, hey, you give me the tickets for every game you don't go to, I let you stay in my spot whenever you do come. And then all I'm going to do is, because I think the cheapest you can put, the Hurricane Harvey and Hurricane Irma thing?
Yeah.
Oh, this sounds bad, but I think that's still going on. So, like, I can give him my place for free.
Oh, okay. Finessing the Airbnb.
But I don't know if they let you leave a review.
Oh.
Dude, I'm not sure, though.
I don't know.
I
But
guess
even
we'll
just
do
the $10 thing.
Yeah, I'll just do the $10 thing. And I'll just give him the $10 back. Hey, here's your $10 back. And then you just leave me a really good review.
Glowing review.
Yeah, give me a 5-star review. Say it was great, whatever. And then, see, that makes me think. Maybe I should let him rent out my entire upstairs, just as far as him having it, and just leave the entire upstairs a good review. And then while I'm still renting out the other 2 rooms while he's in the 3rd room. So then I'm moving on all accounts. You see what I'm saying?
Oh, okay.
So you're giving my entire upstairs a good review, and the other 2 guys are giving my A and B a good review.
Right. Huh. Wow. That makes sense.
Yeah, I know. So then you're kind of making everything. So then when everybody's out, you list your big upstairs. It all has 5-star reviews from this one dude, but they don't care. It's 5-star reviews.
Yeah.
And then so I can start beefing up the price on it. Because that's what I do. Like with my private rooms, once it gets 10 5-star reviews, I beef up the price. I go up $5. So like one of my rooms, my room A, it already has 12 5-star reviews. It costs 10 more bucks than the other rooms.
Oh, wow.
And then once Suite M gets to 5 stars, which it's climbing. The last guy left a 4-star. I don't know why.
What?
Guess because he told his kid stop jumping on the couch. But so, I mean, I'm not tripping on it. So once we get that one to 10 5-star, we'll up the price again.
Okay.
Yeah.
Moving them stars around.
Yeah.
And so, that's what I was thinking. My Hearst house, I'm going to hit the ground running. And I don't have any reviews on it yet, but that would be a great way. Get some folks to start staying here, for the low price, and then just reimbursing them, getting some stars. That might help people want to come stay here.
Oh, yeah. People do it all the time, man.
You figure, right?
You know they do.
If you have a product out there online, you're going to get people to review it for you, aren't you?
Yeah. So, I mean, I just start off like what we did. We had our uncle stay there. Our uncle and my grandma stayed at one of our Airbnbs and just had them write a 5-star review.
Oh, beautiful.
I just tell them don't say we're related in the review. You just say, hey, stayed here, good review, good place. Yeah.
Now, would you have a garage sale at your house while you have guests there? Would that be weird?
No, I wouldn't. It's just, you don't want a bunch of junk around. You kind of want to make it focus on your guests. You know what I mean? Yeah, I wouldn't do it. I'd be focusing on my guests.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, I would do that.
I would, man. Stacking them deep, selling them cheap. Maybe my guest will buy something from me.
Yeah, but then it's too much stuff in there. It's too packed around. You'll start noticing once you have an Airbnb, man, I guess you'll become what do you call it, a minimalist? Uh-huh. Yeah, you'll become more of a minimalist. Like, you'll start keeping stuff around, keeping your place clean. It was one of the great things in James Carlson's article as well. I suggest all people go read James Carlson's article on Bigger Pockets blog post about the pros and cons of Airbnb. He really breaks it down.
No, I will. I'll read it again.
Yeah, really good stuff, man.
And what I was going to ask you. Airbnb while guests are there. Would having a bad season from the Cowboys and or Rangers affect your Airbnb?
Cowboys, no.
They'll still come no matter what?
Yeah, that's one thing that's good about the Cowboys. That's why they're America's team. They can flat-foot suck and people will still come. Like, all of those years, I hate to say it to any Tony Romo fans, we all knew Tony Romo wasn't going to win a damn Super Bowl, man. They kept going. Like, seriously, we all knew. I mean, anyone with good sense knew Tony Romo wasn't going to win a Super Bowl. People are going to still come. The Rangers, I think, if the Rangers make the playoffs, that's where the money comes in. Because that's when people are coming. Those playoff games, oh, man, that's when people are coming, man. Or World Series.
Yeah, that'd be awesome.
Yeah.
If they did that again. I was going to ask you, too, is having a barbecue pit a good idea at your Airbnb?
It's a lot of safety right there.
Yeah.
I got a grill. Yeah, I don't know about a pit. I go for the grill. My wife wanted a pit, and I was like, eh.
So what's the difference between the two?
I think the grill is actually a grill. A pit, I think it's like the fire underneath, right? And then you roast on top of it?
Well, like the one I just got, which comes another story. It kind of looks like a barrel, like a metal barrel, and I guess it's like I guess it's
okay.
a grill. I don't know what the.
I guess they're kind of similar.
Yeah, I guess so. It's a grill.
Yeah.
And it has on the left. It has like a side you can do like smoke. You can smoke a meat or something like that.
Okay. Yeah,
And
yours is a true pit. Mine's a grill.
I don't know about you, but I have a cousin, kind of itchy neck cousin that kind of can get me, that. He finds me deals that fall off trucks, all right?
Yeah.
And so, and it's funny if you have any listeners out there that when you know someone like that,
Yeah.
and they come at you with, hey, I got this thing for sale, blah blah blah. Hey man, they'll start throwing something out there. These other guys might already get it though for $75. It's never gonna sell for $75. First of all, that $75 sell that he almost has, that always falls through. And so he's like, oh man. And then the funny part is you don't even have to answer their messages, because then the price will fall by itself. And so. This is what happens. You'll get another message. Hey, those dudes never came for the thing, so I'll give it to you today for $50.
Mm-hmm.
Hey, quite a price drop. Still a good deal, but just wait for one more message.
Yeah.
the last message usually is, hey, dude, if you get it today, $40, and that's when I usually call him. Hey, what's up, cuz? Well, he brought over a barbecue grill the other day. The one I'm talking about. It's pretty big size, and it's got the smoker, and it's got the big part. You could do like 2 racks of ribs, and it's nice.
You know what? That same process is what I use to furnish out my rooms. Most of those people, they overprice their crap on those Facebook Marketplace.
Uh-huh.
You just keep talking to them for a while. They'll be like, oh, I have someone coming. Be like, oh, okay. Let me know if everything calls through. If it's like a day later, they'll text back, hey, yeah, the guy who's coming, he didn't come. So, yeah, you never had a guy. So, yeah, a lot of the times. Get them on
the hook and just let them.
Exactly. A lot of the times you get people, it's easy to get good deals on there, man. Or you might be able to catch the guy who drops his price just on the thing. You can get a notification. Like I had a guy, I think the other day he was selling an iPhone 7, and he was just dropping the price on it. So you can always do a notification on like a sale.
Did you jump on it?
No, I didn't get it.
Get it?
Okay. It was a good deal too. It was like a 256 gig iPhone 7 Plus, $450. He couldn't get nobody to buy it at $700. He slowly came down to $450. I'm pretty sure it's gone now.
Yeah, the 8 just came out, so
yeah,
the 8 and X and all that stuff.
Yeah.
So
and on Shampoo and Booze today, they were talking about that, like sitting there gouging for prices on Craigslist. They said the same thing. That's how they get cheap stuff. They said they only use Craigslist. I don't know if they use Facebook Marketplace or, but I know they're in a rural area. Oh, I don't think I mentioned this on the podcast, but Facebook Marketplace, the only reason it works so good for us because we're in like a really big area.
Oh,
like
Arlington.
No, just the whole DFW area.
Oh, yeah.
Like, I don't know if it would work in like a rural area.
Huh. Man, maybe not, huh?
Yeah, because like even Shampoo and Booze, they said they have to like go to the urban area. The guy, what's the guy's name? He uses the same strategy as me. He says he goes and sits in a rich area, in a rich neighborhood, and scrolls through Craigslist. And that's what I do for Facebook Marketplace. When I'm at work, I'm like right there on the border between Plano and Frisco.
Yeah.
So I just turn it on. Oh my God, I find deals. that TV I bought, bought it in Carrollton. Got a 55-inch TV for $200.
It's pretty new or what? Or pretty
In the box. He didn't want it anymore.
Oh my.
Yeah, he did.
Yeah,
And
the
he
rich
said
neighborhood you get good deals.
Yeah, because they don't. He goes a lot of times in those bigger neighborhoods. They're moving, they got new stuff. They don't want their old stuff anymore, so they sell it. Yeah, this dude, he gave me the TV. He just cut the top off the box, gave me the TV.
Why did he cut the top off the box?
Well, he just cut the top off the box, like the box, so he could show me the TV.
Oh,
so he
I
could show
see.
it to me, plug it in, show it to me at work. So he just cut the top off. He's like, "Hey, you want the box?" I'm like, "Ah, just give me the TV. I'm out." Yeah. So I mean, it was a brand new TV.
Nice, dude.
Yeah.
So I need to do that because I need a couple more beds for my place to get it up and running.
Oh yeah.
After that, I should be good to go. We talked about homeschool in the last show, so we're both pro homeschoolers. So
Yes.
I don't know. I'll see how it goes. What's up, Nee? Say hi to Nee again.
Yeah, keep going to the knee note.
Or the knee the knee.
note.
What did I say? I was gonna say the knee hour, the knee minute. I don't know. We're gonna use him on our show. He's a big, huge fan of our show.
Yeah.
When I, because I called Nee the other day. He's like, wow, these dudes are talking about me again. But because because he started hitting us up about doing crash pads. And so I was like, well, I'm in the airline industry. I'm not a flight attendant or nothing. I have friends that are flight attendants through this site I run, this the Americanized Couch Surfers site on Facebook. And so there's a lot of flight attendants on there. So I threw that question out there, and they gave me some feedback, and I told Nee. And then this one guy out of the blue said, "Hey, I'm hopping across the country for helping out with he was helping out with the floods, and he was going to go up to the Northeast and help out with the fires. He was going to be in Seattle for a day." And so he said, "If anybody has a place that I can rent out over there, let me know." I was like, "Oh snap, Nee's over there." Mm-hmm. And so I sent him the information of that guy, and actually he was messaging me back and forth, and so I just said, I want to call Nee. You can call him on Facebook. That has a little phone thing you can call. And so I just called him. I was like, "What's up, man?" He's like, "Oh, hey, what's up, man? How you doing?" And so we were talking about. I was like, "So it fell through with that friend of mine." He's like, "Yeah, it didn't work out because I was gonna go out of town that day, this and that, and blah blah blah." And we just started talking. And he said, "Oh yeah, I love y'all's show, man." He's like, "It felt like I'm talking to a celebrity." It's like. Like you're damn right, Lee.
Yeah, I actually hit him up the other day because a nurse was looking for a place which is in Yakima, Washington, which is kind of far from him. Yeah. But I was telling him, hey, your market does have the niche.
You called him or
no? I just sent him a message.
Okay,
I might hit him up. But I was telling him your market does have that niche for the traveling nurses, and he's like, "Oh, thanks for hitting me up, man." So yeah, I was like, and it's cool. We can connect with people and kind of give them different ideas and give them business essentially.
Yeah. So. And that's what we see. So hit us up for. I mean, even you have a question or whatever. I got this whole pool of airline people that need spots to stay. I mean, even if you're not on Airbnb yet, you can. I might even, if you live in a city where these airline people need to stay or need to go or need someone to show them around or a ride somewhere, and I mean, you might just hit us up on the show. Let me know where you're at, and I might send a random person your way, and they're all like checked out FAA. Good standing citizens, no felony. You can't have a felony and work at the airport. And people that I know that are airline people, so I could hook y'all up. Hit me up if you're in a cool city, and you might want to start dabbling in Airbnb a little with some fine, upstanding citizens.
Yeah, that is pretty true. Because I even put we're in his Airbnb Couch Surfers American Airline thing page. I even put my Airbnbs in there, and I got a few clicks. So. Definitely hit up Steve. He's got a connect for you.
Got to connect. Myka's got some connects, right? You got some connects too.
Yeah, I got a few.
And we love helping you out. We don't charge you nothing. It's like because you're helping us out too. I have a buddy. Hey, I need to go to Chicago this weekend. Blah blah blah. Hey, I might have a friend for you, and then you there you go. You got you an Airbnb guest because I filtered them your way. Yeah. So it doesn't hurt to hit us up.
Oh, and by the way, speaking of Airbnb guests, like other hosts, like. So my friends Mike and Kelly, they had a guest. I told them, you guys are pretty nice for this. They had a guest book their room, right? So he booked for like a week, but the guy showed up a week early. So like he knocked on their door. And I guess my friend Mike, he answered the door. He's like, "Hey, what's up?" He told Mike, "Hey man, I'm from Airbnb."
Oh,
Mike's
man.
like, "You're from Airbnb? Come on in. Who are you?" So he's like, "I booked your room." And Mike's like, "What?" So him and his wife, him and Kelly, they pull up on their phone. They're trying to find his listing, and Kelly's like, "Yeah, you're booked for next week."
Oh my god!
And the guy's like, "Oh crap, I meant it to be for this week." So, by the way, there's a guest in his room, in the dude's room that he's supposed to be in. It's a guest there, so they're like, "Well, dang man, what are we gonna do?" So I guess Kelly calls Mahogany because it's like, "Mahogany, what would you do in this situation?" She's like, "Tell him to get out." Like, I'm supposed to be. So they ended up they have an extra room in their house, and it's not ready, but they had already been preparing to make this room an Airbnb. But like it was like the closets filled with stuff, so they're like, "Hey man, we'll just prepare this other room for you. You cancel your other booking, you just pay us with cash." And so they did that, and it worked out for them. But yeah, that was a weird one right there. I'm like,
that's automatically the fastest Airbnb booking in the history because they got it booked before they even posted it.
exactly. And so, but Mahogany was telling her, she's like, "Okay, if you do that, if anything breaks in there, you're gonna have to strictly depend on your insurance, not Airbnb's insurance."
Yeah.
Which I don't really trust Airbnb's insurance, but I'll use it to double cover myself.
Right,
You know?
right.
So
right.
that hasn't happened to me. But I have had a person book my timeshare and say, "Oh man, I booked the wrong dates." Like the person booked tonight, but he was supposed to book tomorrow night. So
Right.
it happens.
It happens, man.
Yeah.
It happens. That's not. That inspires me even more because like they got booked before they even freaking put their that. I don't know. I know it technically whatever, but
Yeah.
they had two people there just like that, and they're just
Yeah.
they just put it out there to the universe that they're gonna prepare the second room for Airbnb, and all of a sudden Airbnb threw someone in their room. It's freaking nuts, dude.
Exactly.
I love it. I love it. It's the Wild West right now. People cash in while you can because
Yes,
it'll all
sir.
come to a halt. Just kidding. Hope not. I'm an artist. I love art. I love making art. I love drawing, painting, stuff like that. And I'm gonna make this house kind of artsy. You know, I bought these white Christmas lights. I'm gonna put around the edges and stuff, make it a
Oh,
little
yeah.
cool looking. You know,
Uh-huh.
the Zen den stuff like that. Some cool lamps and
Got some tapestries.
tapestries. Yeah, got some tapestries. Got some art too
Yeah.
that I'm gonna put up in different rooms. And And I thought of this, and I was thinking of it at first. I thought I was going to ask you about guest books. I think some people it works for some people that have like a little cottage in the hills. You know, they put a little guest book with a little plume and the pin, and
I do.
and people, yeah. And I think that's a cool. Idea. I don't know how it works.
I just use the Airbnb guest book. I just print it off and we put them in different. Like we have 3 of them for each room.
Okay,
It's the exact same thing in it. We just changed the cover.
Do people actually write in there?
Oh, no. We don't do the ones you write in. Mahogany wants to make those. I think Mahogany's making those.
Okay, that's what I was talking about. The ones that are sitting there and they look all pretty, and they open up and they say, "Oh,
Yeah.
I really," and they put a little poem and
Yeah, Mahogany's making one of those.
Okay, that's what's cool. And I thought about having one at this spot. You know, this would be the Hearst Art House or whatever, Art House Hearst. I'm even tinkering with the name, you know, and I thought about having this either a chalkboard or like this kind of canvas that people can use markers on, kind of thing, and just have this living, breathing piece of art that all the guests come over, they can just draw, and it changes. And I thought about like Cadillac Ranch out in West Texas. You know, you've heard of that? They have all these Cadillacs dug into the ground, sticking straight up, you know, and people go out there, and you're allowed to graffiti. You can graffiti all over these Cadillacs. They're old school Cadillacs, you know, with the fins and all that. It's a famous spot. And people on the way Route 66, they always stop at Cadillac Ranch, take pictures, and you can sit there and draw and paint whatever. It's this like living piece of art, and that just keeps living, like, breathing, and evolving. You know, that's cool. And to have like a big painting like that in the house, and people could just draw on it.
Right now, you're really inspiring me to go for the full-blown sports theme. Like I'm really considering going like the NFL, NBA route, just putting full-blown what are those things called, fan heads,
Yeah.
like all over the walls.
Yeah.
I don't know, my wife's gonna be fully against it. She's like, hell no, but I'm considering it.
The fat heads.
Yeah, the fat heads, that's what they call
Yeah.
the fat heads. And like I don't know. I think I'll just do like, I wouldn't do a specific team. Just like do the entire NFL, entire NBA. Like just have a theme of sports in there.
Yeah.
Yeah, because if it was up to me, it'd be all Lakers stuff in there, man. Just going crazy. Lakers, Cowboys, LSU stuff. Yeah.
I see your headphones are purple.
Yep.
LSU purple. I don't know.
Yeah.
But
so.
yeah. So no, that's cool. That's what brings the fun out of Airbnb.
Yeah, like because I used to do in the
have
art
fun
house.
with it.
Yeah, because I like the people we're interviewing. Like we interviewed Peter. He has a unique listing. I think that's what people go for the saves and wishes for. It's unique, something that's kind of outside the box.
Yeah. And we're all kids at heart.
Yeah.
And I would see a place like that, like the sports place. If I want to go in town, how cool, I can stay at the sports pad, you know?
Yeah.
And if it had a foosball table, even better. It had something to play while we're there. Then you go with your buddies.
Yeah.
That'd be freaking cool. That's what I want to do with my first house.
Yeah.
That's what I want. I want to turn it into a sports pad like that. A pool table, everything, the works, dartboards, all kinds of stuff.
I got to convince Mahogany of this. Yeah, got to convince Mahogany of that one. I think I'm gonna go that route.
It makes it a little more tolerable, like when you get to pour your passion into it, you know.
Yeah.
Pour your art, pour your flair, you know what I'm saying? And that's what with the art house I'm trying to create here in Hearst. Yeah, I'd love to even invite artists. They can put their artwork up here for sale in my house, you know, and really just have all kinds of different art all over the place.
That's actually what we did in my condo. We put my mom's art for sale.
Oh, nice,
up in there,
nice.
and then,
Did she ever get any sales?
Yeah.
Really?
One or two sales, yeah.
Nice.
Yeah, I put my mom's art in there.
So that's beautiful
cool.
art for free, and then she got something out of it too because she can sell it. Sweet. Yeah. So let Airbnb inspire you, man. Do something cool with it. I think you do something interesting with it. Don't just get a bedroom and throw a bed and a sheet and here you go. Here's your Airbnb.
Don't be an Airbnb slumlord.
I wrote that down, didn't I?
I think so.
Airbnb slumlord.
slumlord.
And it happens. I mean, it happens. Slumlording is just, it's not always the fault of the renter, of the guy renting out the house or the guy renting out Airbnb. It's laziness and it's fear to do something about things that are going wrong, you know?
Yeah.
And to take care, to grab it by the horns, you know?
Yeah.
And fix the problems. And I could see there's Airbnb slumlords out there that just lazy and just don't put out a good product.
Yeah.
And that's what I was getting my gripe was with the reviews are most of the time people don't say bad stuff, even if they feel bad about something that happened.
You know, when Mahogany really laid into me about that the other day because the guy with the kid, she goes, man, you should have been honest on that review. Because I left him a 5 star. The next person's going to
get that. Yeah.
Yeah, but thing is, I seen the other reviews. They all said it was a good experience with him and his kid. But then she's like, you got to be honest because he goes, look, he gave us a 4-star review. Did he really deserve a 5-star? I'm like, well, yeah, I guess he could have got up and got his kid, man. His kid was doing cannonballs off the couch. So I guess I'm like, yeah, then he's the one who spilled the orange juice on the couch. I'm not going to blame him, but I'm putting two and two together. Come on now.
Now, have you seen that before? You scour the Airbnb listings, right? Every now and then. Yeah. Have you seen that, like a host bad-mouthing a guest before even the guest bad-mouths the host? Have you seen like are the hosts allowed to attack first? Or to say something?
You're not allowed to see the review unless you both. Once you both leave a review, then you can see each other. Then it's up there. Yeah. And
have you seen a disparity? Have you seen the guests say, "Oh, it was a good experience," and the host saying, "Hey, man, this guy kind of, watch out for this guy." Have you ever seen something like that?
I have. I actually let one girl who stayed in my timeshare. She had bad reviews, but I let her stay.
Oh, really?
Yeah, they were like, she had a party, place was a mess. But I think that's because she didn't require a security deposit. So at my timeshares, I don't care. I'll let you stay because you have to put your card on file.
Yeah,
you're more lenient. Like, okay, they have my card information. They'll trump up some charges if I messed it up in here. You know what I mean?
Right.
So I've seen it. I've definitely seen it. I've said let a girl stay at my spot. She left it clean. Mm-hmm. And I think it takes just one review of someone being honest with you for you to straighten up your act as a guest. Like, I think it's just it takes one person to be honest about it because you might start noticing you're getting a lot of rejections, a lot of declines, things like that.
Huh. Wow.
Yeah. So.
I've always got glowing reviews wherever I went, so. Not to brag.
And Airbnb put a feature in. If you're a host and you stay at another host's place, you get a review from other hosts.
You get a review from other hosts.
Like, it doesn't put you down as just a regular review, right?
Oh, okay.
Your review goes as under a different category as reviews from other hosts.
Nice.
Yeah.
That's pretty cool. So yeah, that's, I mean, I guess the theme of this episode, which is, wow, we're it was a pretty good, strong episode.
Oh man, we're moving,
We're moving. Yeah, we had a lot to talk about, and yeah. Back to the theme of this whole thing. I mean, make it fun. I think. Yeah. I mean, that's just my advice. Maybe, and maybe you're not like that. Maybe you just want like a cookie cutter, or whatever. Better Home and Gardens. Here's how it's gonna look. Here's how it is in the magazine. This is how I'm gonna do it. Okay, that's fine. But I mean, it's just so cool. It's just if you're passionate about doing something artsy, you're doing something sportsy, you're doing something whatever you're like you love planes. I want to put cool pictures of airplanes up. I mean, do something that you're passionate about. Add it to your Airbnb experience, and man, I think it'll just like open up so much more of the senses of the person staying there. They're gonna remember your spot. I don't remember half of the places I've stayed at because they were the same. Whatever. Here's your bed. Here's the mini fridge, and that's it. But the ones that were different, a little bitty log cabin in the middle of Sonoma, or I don't know, that was just something like it had some cool art in it. Or it was like different. Yeah, I remember those experiences.
Yeah, it's a passion.
And so yeah, I don't know. Make your brand, make your mark.
Definitely. Anybody who puts a passion into something, man, it'll be successful. That's what the treehouse guy. It was his passion.
Right.
Whenever it's your passion, man.
Mark my words. I will build a treehouse out back of the Arlington house.
Really?
I will do this. Yeah.
Okay.
Mostly for my daughter, but if I make it really badass, then I could. I'll think about renting it out. Airbnb.
Boot the daughter out. Like, hey, you gotta go somewhere else.
She'll get a cut of the money.
Oh, there you go.
Do you want to stay in it tonight, honey? Or do you want to rent it out? I'll rent it out. Go buy some toys.
There you go. So yeah, man.
So that's it. Yeah, good show. Episode 19. We're almost to the 20s. We're almost in our 20s.
Almost in our 20s, man.
Yes,
we're moving. We're chugging right along.
Yeah. I love Wednesdays. We get to record some podcasts and have a good time, man. Right in the middle of hump day. It breaks up the week perfectly.
Easily. And we are having our first meetup tomorrow. Which would be about 6-7 weeks ago if you're listening to this right now. But we'll post it on the website, the meetups too, put links to it. So check out our website, liveletthrive.com. Send us a message on the Gmail, liveletthrive@gmail.com. Facebook, Live Let Thrive. YouTube, you Live Let Thrive. Yeah.
Leave us reviews on iTunes. Those help a lot too.
Yeah.
And keep listening, keep spreading the word. I mean, we're two cool dudes. Talking Airbnb, talking share economy, talking everything, man.
Yes, sir.
That's how we do.
469-300-9100. Hit us up, man.
Nice. All right. Well, y'all have a great day.
Peace.
Thank you for tuning in to this week's episode of Live, Let, Thrive. Be sure to tune in next week for all the latest in the world of Airbnb and all that entails. Bye-bye.
Free. The time has come to let me be. You're all I never, ever thought you would. Couldn't mean to me. Take away your love. You said you love me. Yeah. Oh, yeah. You said you love me. Yeah. Oh, yeah. You said you love me. Yeah. me.